Hello and welcome back to Rugby IQ's coaching blog. We're going to try something a little bit different this week. I'm going to try and do a video blog for you. What I'm going to do today is we're going to do an analysis on Heinrich Brüssow actually. With all the talk that's been going on at the moment, and I believe players like Full War coming out and saying that South African players are really going to suffer with the new interpretation of the law, because of course it's not a new law, it's just that the referees have been asked to police it a lot stricter, particularly when it comes to the tackler and the tackler rolling away. I want to show you that I don't necessarily believe that South African players, particularly somebody like Heinrich Brüssow, necessarily needs to get penalised, or that anything he's been doing is illegal. What I've done, quite genuinely, and you can go and have a look at it yourself, is I've just gone through the last 3 test matches that the Springboks played, and I've taken all the penalties that we've won. And I've seen out of all the penalties that we've won, how many were won for any of our players basically holding on to the ball as a defending player. So in other words, if a tackle's made, if one of our guys get there quickly, they're on their feet, obviously or hopefully they're legal, and they've then won the penalty. So I'm going to show you these 5 clips, and let's have a look immediately. Let's get going quickly. Okay, so let me talk you through what's happening. The Italian lock over here, as you can see, this guy over here, that chap over there, is going to run into Ruan, who's over there. Okay, and Ruan is going to be the primary tackler. On his inside, you can see that's Heinrich over there. That guy's Heinrich over there, and you'll see the camera pans in a second. There you can clearly see what Heinrich has done is he's allowed Ruan to be the primary tackler, and he's then made the tackle, but he's wrapped the ball carrier and the ball at the same time. Through the whole time of this exercise, Heinrich is staying on his feet, and there, as you can clearly see, he's got his hands on the ball. The guy's gone to ground. This guy's attempting to come and clean out over here, but it's very difficult because of the position that Heinrich's in. He's got his hands on the ball, and it's very clear to see Alan Roland has no hesitation but to award the penalty. Absolutely classical situation, and nothing that under the current situation should change, because he wasn't the tackler that was off his feet at the whole time he was on his feet. Here again, the second situation, you can see the tackle's been made on the inside over here. There's Heinrich on his feet the whole time, in fact holding the player up. He then pushes him down. We call it a push down tackle, and again through the whole time Heinrich has remained on his feet. Let me just show you here. There you can see the angle in his feet. There, oopsie. There you can see the angle very clearly. See the angle in his feet over there. At no stage does he go off his feet. At this particular moment in time, there's no ruck there at that moment, because he's the only one over the ball. The ball carrier's got an obligation to release the ball, and Heinrich's anticipation is just excellent in this situation. Now the 2 guys, in fact 3 guys, try and clean him out. As you can clearly see, at this stage they've had to push him off his feet, but the whole time he had his hands on the ball. Absolutely fantastic, and again, according to the laws at the moment as how they are, there's no reason at all why that shouldn't be allowed to happen. So look at the next clip. Obviously this one's against France. Their Victor makes the tackle, and John helps with the tackle as well. This for me is possibly the most sensational clip we've got to see over here. Most players would just dive in over here and try and continue with the momentum. Have a look how Heinrich arrives over here, and CJ does the same thing. The amazing anticipation that he has not to join until he spotted the ball, as he does there. Then quite literally like a hawk, he swoops in over the ball. He's still on his feet. Very bad camera angle there, you can see him there. There he's still on his feet over there. And of course, because he's targeted the ball, he's done absolutely nothing wrong, and he's been awarded the penalty. Let me just take it back for you quickly. Again, have a look at his anticipation. So many players were just flying over here and try and help Victor, Dani and John with the momentum that they had. He could quite easily have flown in over here and tried to help Victor and get the momentum going, but he doesn't do that. He spots the ball over there. Spots the ball over there. He sees it's tucked under the guy's arm. and he makes a beeline for the ball, and as you saw earlier, remains on his feet the entire time. There you can see him actually pulling the ball away, and Buckies and Bismarck are showing the referee exactly where it is. Absolutely fantastic anticipation on behalf of Heinrich. Here we have another situation again where Adrian Strauss makes the tackle. Here Heinrich makes the tackle and he's attempting to get back onto his feet. There he's done so, he's got back onto his feet, and in doing so he's attempted to grab hold of the ball, where he has got the ball, and there you can see him and Adrian have both come out, and in fact the ball is in their clutches, and they've taken the ball away there. The ball falls forward, and the ref brings them back and gives us a penalty. And the last clip that I have, this is against Ireland. Victor makes the tackle. Look at Heinrich over here. Here he is here. Not a very clear camera angle, but you can see the whole time he attempts to stay on his feet. I'll try and show it to you again. So there we go. You can see Victor's made the tackle on the inside. Again, Heinrich pushes him down. Heinrich's a short guy, so he's got a low centre of gravity. But the whole time, as you can see over there, I won't mark it because it's easier to see in that position. You can see very clearly he's on his feet, and now he's fighting for the ball on his own whilst he's on his feet, while the Irish players dive in, and Nigel Owen has no hesitation but to award the penalty. I think you can see from those clips that if our open side flankers, or any of our rugby players for that matter, continue to enter the tackle area in that situation, where they remain on their feet, they target the ball, and the anticipation is very, very good to attack the ball carrier in the tackle situation, none of them go off their feet and lie the wrong way. I think there's no reason at all that that aspect of the game should be penalised. I think, in fact, that a guy with Heinrich's skills over here will actually still get very many penalties. That's all for this week. Please let me know what you think about this blog, if you enjoyed it, and if you think we should do any more. Thank you very much.